Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love all of you guys. I love the way we talk about football on this platform. It actually gives me joy to talk about football, to talk about Manchester United on this platform, on this page. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, I would appreciate you click on the subscribe button. You like try to like this the live and also share to more audience. Today we are going to be discussing Manchester United in its entirety. There's a news out there coming out that Manchester United might just be interested in getting the services of Harry Kane. We hear that there's a release clause on his deal for 50 million pounds, or euros. But then there is a release clause of 50 million, and that Manchester United could just be able to get Harry Kane. The news is, the rumor be say Harry Kane at the time, Harry Kane at the time he was in England, as in playing for Tottenham, was interested in a move to Manchester United before the Bavarian side came calling. And if we look at Harry Kane in Germany, he's smashing all records. He's in top form. Yeah, at that age, he's doing exceptionally well playing in the Bundesliga. He's scoring goals for fun, actually. And this season, the Vincent Company's men are actually not smiling. They have not even gotten a draw this season. It's all wins. Yes, no draw. They've been really really fantastic this season. What's his name? Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, the Crystal Palace guy that went to Bayern Munich. All of those guys have been on fire in Germany. Also in Europe. They've not lost any game. They've not drawn any game this season. They're actually league leaders, and they are doing very very well. So Manchester United was rumored to be interested in Harry Kane before he went to Germany. And we don't know how viable that will be now if Manchester United decides to go get in a striker. For me, I think that we should just let Harry Kane be. That is what I personally would say. We should let Harry Kane be. We should be looking for the other strikers. Harry Kane, I think, is even if he's doing really really well this at this time, I think that Manchester United will not be able to pay that salary. He's on a 350 or 40 grand a week, right? And that is actually, for me, that's huge. And Manchester United will not be paying 50 million and also be paying that amount of money to Harry Kane for maybe a year or 2 years service, because if we want to give Harry Kane a deal now, we'll have to give him about 3 years, 4 years deal, 3 or 4 years deal. And if we actually look at it, paying him that amount of money for um, um, 3 years, okay, 3 years, he's 33, I'll be 32. In 3 years' time, he'll be 36, 35, 36 years. Will he still be performing at this level? That's one thing we should think about. As a team that is on in transition, that is building, I believe that we will not be needing Harry Kane. Actually, I prefer we should just try to groom our strikers. Yeah. We'd already entered the transition. We'd already the suffer. Make we just groom our strikers, and just get them up to speed. That is what I think that Manchester United should be doing, instead of looking at getting the services of Harry Kane, right? And also, I'm looking at also this guy, the news about there's a news about Harry Maguire, Manchester United looking at actually giving Harry Maguire another deal. Harry Maguire should be 33 years, I'll be 32 years now too. Yes, he should be that age. And giving Harry Maguire another deal, how many years is he going to be taking? How many years deal are we going to be giving Harry Maguire? We know that he has experience. Yes, we know that we need his expertise, we need his experience. But secondly, we know that Harry Maguire has been part of Manchester United worst team. So what kind of experience are we going to be needing in Harry Maguire? That's the question. What manner of experience are we going to be needing in Harry Maguire? Because if we look at Harry Maguire, actually, what has he done? What exceptional thing has he done being a Manchester United player? either captain or player. What is the exceptional thing? He's been one of the worst. Though he's coming up now and he's getting back now, but he's been one of the worst. I will not forget how horrendous Harry Maguire has been for Manchester United, costing Manchester United, giving a lot of the players, a lot of Manchester United fans problem. The arrogance. Nobody is talking about now. Harry Maguire is getting headers, scoring goals, but no, everybody just forget how horrendous Harry Maguire was, and how his decision making actually made Manchester United look very, very, very bad. But now, I saw Fabrizio Romano posting on how the attacks Harry Maguire got and all of that, and nobody talked. No, he did not talk about how Harry Maguire made Manchester United fans cry. He was not talking about it. How a lot of Manchester United fans had sleepless nights. A lot of Manchester United fans went to bed really sad because of the horrendous, abysmal performances of Harry Maguire. And now he's coming back. Yes, he's creating happiness in the mind of Manchester United fans, actually. Right. But then that is not enough to make Manchester United fans look like they weren't spot on or they weren't right at the times where they talked about Harry Maguire in the manner they talked about him. So it was, if you do well, the thing is clear. If you do well, you get praises. If you do bad, you get smacking. That is it. And then I don't think anybody has to make anybody feel guilty for what they said about Harry Maguire when Harry Maguire was actually really, really bad. There was a game again in I think England and Andorra, where Harry Maguire was being very abysmal for Manchester United, and they went on international duty, and Harry Maguire scored a goal, and he did this. He's not hearing any of you. He's not hearing any of you. And they pay money to come watch this guy. A lot of people wants Manchester United to succeed. And this guy was not remorseful in any way. No apologies to the fans. But right now, a lot of people want the fans to actually look at Harry Maguire and start licking his feet. No, it's not done that way. So, giving Harry Maguire a new deal at Manchester United, I wonder what we actually need his experience for. If you actually wanted, if it was Rio Ferdinand, if it was Vidic, and with all of the things that they did, and you wanted to give them 1 more year or 2 more years at the club, it would be understandable what they have achieved with the club, what um, um, commitments they give into the club. Harry Maguire, on the other hand, Manchester United wanted to offload him, but he refused to go. Why did he refuse to go? He was going to get a pay cut. Not like he loved Manchester United so much. He was going to get a pay cut. He wanted to fight for his place in the team and maintain the salary. Yes, because leaving Manchester United will mean that the money is going to he's not going to be getting that amount of money. And now, with the new deal, I think the new deal they want to offer him, it includes him taking a pay cut. They have to, and at this point, Harry Maguire should just, if he can make do with 90,000, 80, 90,000 pounds a week, then maybe Manchester could just sign him, not 120, 150 a week for a player who is in the twilight moment of his career. No, no. Yeah, I don't think that it is something I don't think that this is something we should be doing as Manchester United as a club. I don't think that Manchester we should be actually looking at giving Harry Maguire another deal, because unless he decides to take a pay cut. Unless that, if he decides to take a pay cut, then fine, we can actually offer him another deal. Also, I want to talk about Manchester United sale. A lot of times we've heard the news about people wanting to sell Manchester United and all of that. The Glazers are valuing Manchester United for over 60 billion. That is what the tabloids are reporting. The tabloids are reporting that Manchester United Glazers value the brand at 60 million, and that is ridiculous. That is high. And if Manchester United is to be sold, it means that Jim Ratcliffe will be forced to sell his own shares. And, I think that we are in the middle of something spectacular. Manchester United is building something actually really good. We are not even gone far yet, and I think that if we now have to sell the club again, get a new management, it's going to disrupt everything at Manchester United at this moment. So I think that all of that should just wait when we are actually able to get all of the players that we want, gel them up together, and start playing another a good brand of football. Then we can just maybe look at moving the club forward, moving on with the management part of the club. Also, Bruno Fernandes tomorrow will be playing his 300 match for Manchester United. That is massive, massive. Bruno Fernandes has been one of the most loyal servants to Manchester United. With all of the up and downs that have happened at the club, everything that has happened with the club, Bruno Fernandes actually remains the most consistent performer for Manchester United. I know he's not played in the era where Manchester United won the Premier League, the Champions League, and all of that. I felt really, really bad for him last season when he was not able to win the Europa Cup. I thought the Europa Cup would have been massive for him. I thought he would have actually been very, 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 very good. Winning the Europa Cup would have been massive for him. I see Bruno Fernandes as a player who's giving lots for Manchester United. I see him as a player who's done really, really well for the club. And I thought that Bruno Fernandes deserves to win something, not the FA Cup, not the Carabao Cup, but something, maybe the Premier League or the Europa Champions League, something that, or the Champions League, yes, something in that nature, because he's been really, really exceptional. I know I know a lot of fans would not like Bruno Fernandes and his work, but then his work rate cannot be overemphasized. He actually wears his emotions on his sleeves, and that has made Bruno Fernandes one of the best players to have played for Manchester United in this era, in this very poor era. Bruno Fernandes happened to be the standard guy here. At a time where we have strikers who would miss goals. Because the news around Bruno Fernandes is that he does not assist strikers. And but in the setup, I think Bruno Fernandes finds himself in a team that uses wingers. I don't think that when we look at Kevin De Bruyne and at Man City, he's deployed onto the right hand side, where he whips those crosses in. Bruno Fernandes on the other side plays in the central 10 position, where he could go this way or this way. His duty is to create goal scoring opportunities. He has his assists, but then if you look at him, how he plays, he creates goal scoring opportunities. So when he plays this way and plays this way, it is the duty of the wingers to actually bring the ball back into there. And I don't see how you can be blaming Bruno Fernandes in that position. If the manager instructs Bruno Fernandes to actually look for the striker, I think that would be one of the things. Because if you look at Kevin De Bruyne, I think all of those things are instructions. Whipping those crosses into the far end of the net, where Man City players will be able to attack it. Yeah, and looking at Højlund and Kevin De Bruyne at Napoli. He scored two goals in the Serie A, two goals in the Champions League, and we are looking at what more maybe they can do together. But it depends on the setup. It depends on the setup. Bruno Fernandes has not assisted a lot of strikers, but then it depends on Bruno Fernandes' setup and how the manager plays him and how he creates those chances, because he's a good creator. He's a good creator. He scored free kick for Manchester United. He's created loads and loads of goal scoring opportunities, and that's why his stats are there. And yes, when Bruno Fernandes plays well, Manchester United plays well. Manchester United win games. And if Bruno Fernandes is lacking behind, Manchester United also be lacking behind, because he is the guy saddled with the most responsibility to actually carry Manchester United on his shoulder or on his back in games. And then, so we cannot really blame Bruno Fernandes. Kudos to him. Congratulations to him playing his 300 game for Manchester United. That is massive. It is massive, actually. I'd give it congratulations to Bruno Fernandes. Yes, these are the things. Then now let us go proper into the game, Manchester United versus Brighton and Hove Albion. As we know, Manchester United have lost 6 of the 7 games against Brighton. Yes, and we have only one win in the last. We don't even have a win in the last 5 matches because they've dominated Manchester United. And at Old Trafford, Brighton has dominated Manchester United. In the last 3 visits at Old Trafford, Brighton has 3 wins, and that this actually sets up. This is the reason why it is a match that is set up for a proper a game, yeah, because we are going to be looking at the tactical masterclass of both managers, Ruben Amorim and Fabian Hosler. Manchester United is sitting ninth on the table. Fabian Hosler and his sides are 10 on the table. Manchester United is with 13, and Brighton is 12 points. And Manchester United will be hoping to get, Ruben Amorim will be hoping to get his third consecutive win, while Fabian Hosler will be looking at getting 2 back-to-back wins, and then maybe a fourth win at Old Trafford, because he's gotten 3 already. And this is where we actually have to see, because Ruben Amorim in his press conference has talked about his admiration for Fabian Hosler. He's talked about how how he plays with intensity, the quality of his team, and his philosophy. He's talked about all of this, and it's very, very interesting that a manager like Ruben Amorim sees all of those in Fabian Hosler. So, guys, I think that it sets up to be a very beautiful game. 5:30 Nigerian time tomorrow. We'll be hosting Brighton and Hove Albion at Old Trafford 16. So if we are going to be analyzing this game, yeah, we'll be looking at all of the players. That as we know, Karo Mitoma is actually a doubt for this game. And even if he gets in, fine. Mason Mount also a doubt. Harry Maguire a doubt. Also, um, um, Brighton and Hove Albion have players who are actually really, really good this season. They've been playing fantastically well. They beat Newcastle 2-1 last time, and now they visit Old Trafford. If you go their page, they actually are celebrating. A lot of rival fans are writing Manchester United off because of this, because of the a lot of rival fans actually are writing Manchester United off because of all of the stats of these games are against Manchester United. But if Manchester United can take momentum from the Liverpool game, they can take momentum, because at Liverpool, Manchester United has not been able to win any game. Yes, at Liverpool in the last 8 years. Yeah. So Manchester United did it last Saturday. They can still do another one this Saturday by beating, last Sunday, sorry. They can still do another one by beating Brighton this Saturday. Yes, and that would actually announce Ruben Amorim on a different level. I know that our manager does not want to actually be carried away with all of the stats and all of those things. He does not want to be carried away with the game at Liverpool where they won 2-1. He's making light of everything so that it does not get to the players, and it does not get to him. And that is actually one of the qualities of a great manager. You make light of it. Is Liverpool. It is Liverpool. There is nothing spectacular about it. It is that Liverpool, and we have just one win. It's one win at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it is one win. It is nothing extraordinary. It's just 3 points, yeah. And so Manchester United will be looking at repeating the same feat against Brighton. I know they've prepared themselves, and one thing that we are very sure about is that we do not have the midfield to curtail that Brighton midfield. We saw what happened the last time, how instrumental Minte, Mitoma, what's his name again, Carlos Baleba. We saw how instrumental they were with beating Manchester United. Minte, Mitoma, what's the other guy's name? Ayari, the other guy in the middle, so one guy in the middle like that. Those guys were very, 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 very good. Also, João Pedro, they were very good at beating Manchester United. Also, our former player, Danny Welbeck, has 3 goals playing against Manchester United with Brighton. He has 3 goals against Manchester United, and he's had a beautiful game out there against Manchester United in the past, and we'll be looking at stopping all of those. Yes, we'll be looking at stopping all of those, and hopefully we might just be able to do it. So, guys, how I think that Manchester United will file out against against Brighton will be, we know that we are going to still go with the same back line, the same but this time around, if Manchester United will be attacking Brighton, I don't think that we should be seeing Harry Maguire, because he does not have that pace to run, to track back in a situation where we have to track back. Harry Maguire does not have that pace. Harry Maguire also, with his area presence, is very, very essential. But I think that that would be where we would see the tactical ingenuity of Ruben Amorim. And in my personal opinion, I think that the best way to actually handle Ruben Amorim, actually handle the Fabian Hosler side, is to make sure that we cut off supplies from the mid and from the defense to the midfield. We know that they like to play very fast transition football, and play. They also can go long. They can also go long. They can decide to play it fast. They have players who can actually run, and they have players who can actually shield the ball properly and play those line splitting passes. They have those kind of players, and so that is why I think that Manchester United have to be really, really smart against them. And it is not about who controls the game, it is not about who controls the ball or who has the ball. It's ability for each of the teams to control the game. And Manchester United Ruben Amorim would want to control the game because of the way Fabian Hosler has actually groomed his side. Ruben Amorim would not. I think it will not be something. It will not be a thing of who owns the ball, who has the ball at their feet, and all of that. It's actually be overloading spaces. Trying to be clever, trying to be a little bit brave, dragging players off positions and all of that. And if we actually go into this game with the front three, the same front three we had against Liverpool, Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, and Mason Mount, then Manchester United might just be able to see our transitional play might just change to 5-4-1. Right, whenever we are without the ball, and when we are with the ball, we can transition into 3-4-3, while I'm seeing one of the defenders actually drift into the middle to create an overload in the middle of the park. Also, going forward, we could see Matheus Cunha be very instrumental at dragging the defenders off position to allow any of the maybe Bryan Mbeumo or Mason Mount to actually run through. Also, we need to see how he would use his wing backs, because, like I said, we need one more player in the middle of the park. If we are going to be playing out from the back, we need one more player in the middle of the park. That is very, very important, because when we get that player in the middle of the park, that one more player, it creates that overload. It helps with the defensive side of the game. It helps. It will be very instrumental in helping Casemiro. When one more player is there, winning the ball back, giving it back to Casemiro, recycling the ball, it creates opportunities for the likes of Mbeumo, the likes of Cunha to run in between those lines. If we are going to see Benjamin Sesko, then it means that Benjamin Sesko would have to occupy the defenders, narrow them down, create spaces on the right and on the left where Mbeumo and Cunha could actually run through. So it depends, and then that is where we are going to see some tactical movement, because Bruno will have to step up. If that has to be the case, Bruno would have to step up, because these guys, it will be Benjamin Sesko here, Mason Mount here, and Benjamin Sesko here, Matheus Cunha here, then Mbeumo here. If Benjamin Sesko will not be playing, then we could see Matheus Cunha, Mbeumo, and Mason Mount. Whichever way, we are going to be seeing that front three try to disorganize the defense of Lewis Dunk and Van Hecke. So we'll be seeing a lot of movements in the game. And if Ahmad is going to play in that wing back position, we sure going to see a lot of movement between Ahmad and Brian Mbuemo, or we will see lots of movement between Dalo and Matheus Cunha. You see that, and then it gives the freedom in the middle for Bruno Fernandes to operate, or Mason Mount to operate, or and I think that Mason Mount will be more instrumental. Personally, I feel like Mason Mount will be more instrumental because he has to press. He knows how to press, and he does it really well. And also, Ahmad also is very good at pressing, but playing from the wing back position, I don't think that might be very effective if we go forward. But then I think I would give Ahmad that credit. I would give Ahmad credit for his defensive abilities. He's done really, really well. And if we look at how Minte and this other guy here, Gomez, I think, yeah, and then the striker Danny Welbeck and all of those guys, or maybe Mitoma, all of them. If we look at how how they set them up, Manchester United have to be really smart. They can decide to go play it on the ground. They can decide to go long. Last time out here, it was long balls. They used their first goal was a long ball to Mitoma. Mitoma getting it down, run into the defense, play it down to Minte, and Minte gets that first goal. And then it was a rampage by Brighton and Hove Albion. So also we saw João Pedro, all of those things. So guys, it is very important that Manchester United is very, very careful with Brighton and Hove Albion if we are going to get a win or a draw out of that game. It is important. I will be ecstatic. I'll be over the moon if Manchester United can get a win over Brighton. It's going to be actually a very, very sweet feeling, a very, very sweet victory, because that will just take Manchester United up further, and the belief of the players will skyrocket. It would improve togetherness. It would improve cohesion. It would improve the faith of the players, and also give the manager that leverage to keep going on and keep believing in his ideas and the things that he wants to do. So guys, this is all that we can be discussing here right now on this channel. I hope that you guys enjoyed all of the tactical analysis, all of the news, and all of the injury updates. We have Licha. Yes, we have Licha out. We have Mason Mount doubtful. Harry Maguire doubtful. Ruben Amorim did not mention what's his name. He did not mention Nus Mazraoui. Then that means that Nus is back. So we might just be seeing him tomorrow. Whatever the case may be, we are going to still see Manchester United players file out tomorrow, fight for everything. The second balls are very important. Win them, recycle, and go on the attack. And we wish them good luck. Thank you, guys. Tell me which players you would want to see file out tomorrow. Good luck, guys, and see you again tomorrow after the game. Bye-bye.